Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to a Fistful of Tangoes. It is Sing Sing versus Merlini. We're in the winner's bracket, that's definitely not the right slide. Well, there's our 1v1 tournament bracket. We are in the loser's bracket. Man, I just can't get anything right today. Sing Sing versus Merlini. Sing Sing, in a bit of a shocker there, took game number one. In the pregame lobby, Merlini was saying, maybe I should have gone Necro 3. Sing Sing was saying, I really thought I was screwed. So both players with some things that, didn't really go according to expectation, things they would like to change, especially Merlini. And going into this game, too, let's see if I can spawn a fountain. Create hero fountain. I hope this works. There you go. Create hero fountain. Alright. So we have two fountains. And they shouldn't be killing any towers. Alright. We should be good to go. Oh, I forgot to switch inside the game. My bad, guys. Merlini going to be playing the puck side of this matchup. We're going to have Sing Sing on the dire side. I already got it covered, guys. Oh, man.
"30 seconds to battle."
Merlini's like, oh, let me try that. Alright, so Merlini currently trailing this series 0-1. Sing Sing up 1-0. If Sing Sing wins this game, he moves on. Merlini goes home. If Sing Sing loses this game, we go to a deciding game number 3, where it will be our 1v1 Shadow Feet mid. So quickly, let's look at the build. Sing Sing, once again, going for the early null talisman. Really wants to have that lane dominance. He seems to favor this build quite a bit. Whereas for Merlini, wants a little bit of everything. Get some more plus stats, a little bit extra regen.
Begins.
And a few inventory slots to work with. So an interesting divergence of builds. We saw Queen of Pain at the early levels. Generally seems to have that advantage. Now the courier's going to scout. No courier hunting this time around. And it will be an illusion room bottom. Very helpful rune to have in 1v1 mid. And let's see if our trusty fountain should be doing good work. When Gods was testing this, he actually spawned them. He spawned them too close to one of the towers and ended up killing it. So I think I got it right, though. We should just see the creep waves getting mowed down. Well, too bad we didn't have it for game 1, but the good news is, with all the snafus mostly going against Sing Sing, he was still able to take that game, so now I don't feel too bad. At least we got the outcome that was probably deserved. So, on to this matchup. Enough about last game. 2-1, currently Sing Sing leading the CS here, and it's a matchup that Queen of Pain generally has the early CS advantage, but Merlini, Puck, one of his more favorite heroes. I've seen him playing it a lot on the stream. It seems like something that he's really comfortable with. Let's see if he can make something big happen. It comes down to the phase shift timings by and large, and also just knowing when to go. Queen of Pain can just sit back and farm you, out-rune control you. At some point, Puck's got to take a risk. We saw Sing Sing do that, and that was how he was able to find those 2 kills. So let's see what happens. Very, very early. CS pretty even. Merlini doing decently well, actually, though. Last hit out of the tower, 3 and 2. Sing Sing has less regen, so every time Merlini auto-attacks him, that favors Merlini. Plus, he's got phase shift. And interestingly enough, he goes for the silence at level 2. He wants to be able to really punish Sing Sing if Sing Sing blinks in. He also doesn't want to push the wave early with the orb, because if you push the wave, then you're going to have a harder time last hitting, and Queen of Pain can start to out-harass you. In spite of that, though, the wave is going to start pushing out, as it did push too far towards his tower. And the creeps continue to be massacred in the side lanes. The true struggle is theirs. 5 and 4 for Queen of Pain, 4 and 4 for Puck. Remember, there's an illusion rune bottom. Looks like nobody's going for a double spawn. Nobody's even going to go for the rune just yet. Merlini, phase shifting out. Now going to start to level up the orb. I like this build that he's done, and I like the fact that he's not using his nuke too much to go for the early last hits. He seems to be playing this side of the matchup much better than the Queen of Pain side. Seems like he's a lot more comfortable with it. And Sing Sing just skipping Shadow Strike. Doesn't really want to deal with the phase shift dodges. Just figures it's not even worth it. I'm just going to max Queen of Pain. I'm going to go for the better pushing build. I'm going to go for an out-farming you kind of build. And not going to have as good killing power. Although, honestly, when you're up against Puck, I'm not convinced Shadow Strike is that amazing. It's good, but it's relatively easy to dodge. And even if you get it, he can still orb away. And he can still bottle up to some extent in between the Shadow Strike ticks. So it's not a foolproof option. In other matchups, it's amazing. But in this matchup, it's, I'd say, good, but not too good. And Queen of Pain going for the scream there. Trying to catch Merlini coming out of the phase shift. Not able to do it. Dead even in CS. When it comes to regen, Sing's a bit behind, but he does have the bottle coming too. Merlini is already up. I wonder if we'll see him go for it. He is. He's not going for the Tranquil Boots. He's not going for that cheesy build this game that we saw from Sing Sing. It will be a contest of the bottom rune, and actually Sing gonna back off. Not gonna go for it. Wow, he's leveling up the silence. He's not leveling up the orb. This is... trying to puzzle this one out. Well, the one thing that silence has going for it is it's instant, pretty much. Whereas... with the orb is very slow. It's relatively easy to dodge. And also, if you're leveling up the silence, you can... The Queen of Pain will be unable to blink out for a longer period of time. The downside to it, though, is you got to be next to them to use it. You do have the orb even at level 1. You can still throw it out. Blinking it is Queen of Pain. And I don't know if Sing Sing realizes the build that Merlini's gone for. We may see Merlini right at level 6 just burst him down. And because he hasn't shown the orb yet, Sing doesn't actually know what the build is for Merlini. He doesn't know how much damage that orb's doing. So this could be kind of an ambush. Let's see if Sing falls for the trap. He actually heads top. And now Merlini's going to go bottom for the 4-minute rune. The double damage is there. CS-wise, still very close. I find this build very interesting. This matchup, I have to say, we've seen more interesting variations in... okay, he's going back for orb. Never mind. I thought he was going to be maxing the orb first. Or the silence first, but taking 2 points in each. The silence scales linearly, so getting levels in it is nice, but there's not like some special benefit to get it to level 2. Like say, you compare that Shriek and Toss of Bounty Hunter, where at level 2 it's just clearly superior than any other level. As you get a plus 100 damage, and then after that, not as much. But with this particular skill, it's better at all levels, but by the same amount. So interesting to see this. 18 to 8, slight CS advantage so far. Actually taking stats over Shadow Strike is going for more of a tanky Queen of Pain. And blinking in, Merlini is going to take some damage there. You got to be really quick on those phase shift dodges. For Queen of Pain, you want to be right on top of Puck. So your goal is to blink directly on top of him and then phase shift. And then Scream. If you blink from farther away, the Scream does have a travel time, the projectile. It's pretty quick, but it still has a travel time. So if you're farther away, they have more time to react and phase shift. Just a small little thing you want to try and do differently. 6-minute rune's coming soon. Merlini's feeling confident. He has the double damage bottled. Sing with a courier and a salve and some branches on the way. I want to point out he's getting these extra branches, not because he necessarily would build them into anything. We'll probably see the wand, but just getting the branches now, it's making the best use of your inventory slots. Inventory slots are a resource, and branches are incredibly cost efficient. You should always have something in all of your slots, even if it's just a branch or a magic wand, wards, whatever the case might be. If you're not using an inventory slot at this point in the game, generally you're making a mistake, unless you're rushing something like a Midas on a carry hero. Or Rain of Health, for that matter. Let's see. Merlini, double damage up, level 6. Has gone for... So far, taking the ultimate. Has a double damage rune right now, and could maybe look for a kill. It's gonna continues to use the courier, very disciplined and consistent with this. Eventually we saw it slip, and the courier scouts were at least late, but even then he was still doing them. 6.5 minutes in, CS-wise, a slight lead for Queen of Pain. I say slight, it's actually a bit more than slight, but I think that's because... No. I guess not. Sing Sing's just a bit ahead when it comes to net worth. 300 gold or so. Why does the math always seem wrong to me? Am I crazy? In goes Puck, middle lane, on to Sing Sing. So Merlini's got the double damage rune. Those extra points and stats may be the lifesaver here. Sing Sing's going to look to run away. He already used the Dream Coil. There's going to be an Orb Silence combo, but just not able to go in. Oh, it's because he's sitting on 300 gold. That's the difference. Dirt. There you go. I think I've done that twice now. Oh boy. Sing Sing's sitting on 300 as well, but that does explain it. So, Merlini is just... Didn't really fight a kill with that double damage, but did try Sing Sing back to base. Remember, you can't bottle Crow, so a small victory. And let's see if anybody goes for wards at any point this game. Sing Sing once again not upgrading the courier. Blinking in a little bit slow with the phase shift once again. Gotta be quick with those. Queen of Pain's now level 7. This is where she can look to kill Merlini. Merlini, also you know the Dream Coil is on cooldown, and you know it's going to be on cooldown for a little bit longer. You don't necessarily know exactly 30 seconds, but around 20 or so you could at least expect. And, well, at least going to push the lane. This is the Queen of Pain edge. Going for extra stats. You can use more screams than the Puck can really throw out orbs. The cooldown's lower. Gives you the rune control advantage, and the rune will spawn top. They may be the war of attrition. Sing Sing looking to win that way. And if that's the goal, he's playing ahead. Merlini knows the rune was top. Now he's got to be careful. He's going to be forced to back up. Does he go all the way to base? He will.
Greetings.
That's the thing with Puck. She's a frail little one. Whereas with Queen of Pain, you can choose to skip something like the Shadow Strike. Still be a very useful hero. With Puck, you pretty much have to max both of your nukes. Or you just don't have the damage to do anything. You don't have an ability like the ultimate that you take 1 point in it and you suddenly get an additional 350 damage before reduction. So Merlini goes back to base, but each hero's healed once. We'll call it fairly even. The big difference is the CS. We're seeing now up by 8 creeps. Significant lead. That's 2 full waves. It's going to be more by the time this wave is done. Sing Sing already took game 1. Can he take game 2? Will he resort to some sort of cheesy shenanigans? What's coming out now? It's the power treads. It's from Merlini. Nothing on the courier. The plot thickens. Really, the plot is grinding to a halt. I feel like I'm reading one of the middle books in the Wheel of Time series. If you haven't read them, they're really, really slow. The series, some amazing books, especially the earlier ones. I've heard the latest ones are great, but in the middle, it's just painful. Absolutely painful. It's like watching paint dry. I wouldn't say this matchup is quite that bad. Hell, the last one was 30 minutes. I still found it quite entertaining. But having the fountains in the side lanes is removing a lot of that excitement, you know. No sort of shenanigans for you guys to scream about. It's all going to come down to individual play and skill. And when it comes to that, Sing getting the edge in the CS battle. The longer this goes on, the harder it becomes to find those kills in Queen of Pain, especially with the stats build. The stats build makes you so much tankier. Blinking in is Sing. He wants to go on Merlini. Doesn't have Shadow Strike. And the issue is that Puck can kind of try and just run away. Merlini's gonna run in, hits him with the orb, then jumps back. Doesn't actually port to the orb, though. Drops the Dream Coil as well. Sing wants blood, throws the ult. Merlini dodges, but it's too late. The damage was done. No mana for a blink, so the Queen of Pain ult used. Merlini gonna live. And in fact, Merlini wants in. He was thinking about orbing up the hill to try and kill off Sing Sing, but not able to do it. Would have died just tanking the creep wave. And now Sing with the haste rune. Merlini has to run. He knows that rune spawned. He's not sure where he is, and Sing's diving the base. Oh, he dies to the tower! Oh my goodness. Oh wait, that was a fountain.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
That was the Merlini fountain that he spawned. I was wondering why he died so quickly. Oh boy, what a clowny series this has been. I feel like the circus is in town.
Don't mind me.
Blinking at a Sing. There's your scream. He says he doesn't care. He's still confident he could take this series. He's gonna have to be careful about diving the base. There's the silence on Sing. Now the Dream Coil dropped as well. Merlini out for blood. Just needs that kill. Oh, the Dream Coil broken, but he is able to escape. So remember, it's not 1-0. The score is currently 0-0. Sing leading when it comes to kills. I guess this does make it a lot harder for Merlini to dive the base. Or for Sing to dive the base, rather. We'll see if it comes to that. Still the tier 1's up mid. We shouldn't normally see dives like that too often. Sing blinks in. Uh-oh. He could get orbed and silenced here. If the orb had hit, I think Merlini might have looked to go.
Silence.
Sing, one game away from moving on. Merlini on the brink of elimination. Who's it gonna be? Sing back to base again. Merlini's got something on the courier. What is it gonna be? Treads up for him. I think he's actually ahead of net worth. Puck. Uh-oh, Merlini's a little bit low when it comes to mana pool. I don't know if he can get away from this. Sing's got the blink. He's got the ult. There's no phase shift. Unloads. Doesn't throw the ult. Oh, ho, ho. He knew about the regen rune. That's why. There was also a wand. Could have been close, though. Might have just been able to bring the puck down with that scream. Now he's going to go in. Jumps on top of Merlini. Man fight in middle lane. Fairy versus Queen of Pain. Who's going to be the man? The Dream Coil is up. It gets dropped. Now the ult. Thrown back in. Merlini, it's a trap. Sing Sing baits him into a big blunder. Oh boy, did he bait that one perfectly. And that's the first blood. It goes to Sing Sing. I gotta say, just outplayed. That was it. Sing Sing just baited him in beautifully there. And Merlini took the bait. He also had a wand. He never got to use those 8 charges. Might have made the difference. Sing did pop his wand. So despite the Fountain Death, despite the gold loss from that, I actually didn't see if he gave himself any additional gold, but also the death time. Sing strikes first in this game, and the difference with this matchup is Queen of Pain is the pushing edge. So if you're Puck, you don't want to be giving up kills, because when you give up kills, you're already giving them to a hero who's going to win the matchup in another scenario. Merlini orbs in. When you use that orb to farm, that's where Queen of Pain looks to get aggressive. There's your Scream. Gonna try to harass him back, and I'm finding this build very interesting because he's not leveling Blink either. He just wants that severe tankiness. Blinking in. The downside is he's not a good chaser. In fact, Merlini has the edge when it comes to rune control at this point, I feel. Saint's going for your siege tank. Your siege tank style Queen of Pain, or maybe your Thor if you're a StarCraft 2 player. It's a battering ram build. Just muscle your way in the front door. That's the goal. What will he go for when it comes to the item build? We saw Merlini in the last game saying he probably should have gone for a Necro Book. And Queen of Pain, who already seems to have the pushing edge, it's an interesting proposition. I think it could be a very potent build. The Orchid is decent, but the thing is, if your opponent gets an Orchid or a Yule Scepter, I mean, there are some ways to deal with that Orchid. Whereas with the Necro Book, it's just guaranteed DPS no matter what. It also gives you pushing power. The mana burn's amazing against intelligence heroes. It's a very versatile build. We'll see though. Sing Sing, he's purchased something. Helm of Iron Will again. He loves his Helm of Iron Will. He's gonna go for it, and he knows this time that there's no neutrals, but still preferring the item that much. I wonder if we'll see the armlet this game. Will it be the Helm of the Dominator again? Sing, what's it gonna be, man? What do you have in mind? Merlini with a haste rune bottled. 600 gold advantage for Sing, but it's all about can he find that next kill. He's gonna hit level 11 soon. And with this Helm of Iron Will, the one thing it does for you is you can actually dive the towers a lot more easily. The tower shots, you'll be much more resistant to those. You still don't want to dive that fountain that's sitting inside Merlini's face, but aside from that, you should be okay. Man, that was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. You gotta say, Merlini goes in, he drops the silence to start, now the orb to follow, he's got the Dream Coil. Oh boy, he's got a haste as well as the wand charges, and the rune's about to spawn, so he pops that, rune will be top. Gets another rune. The tower's actually getting outpushed mid. You'd think Queen of Pain would have the pushing edge, but Sing Sing's getting outpushed. These constant trips to base are hurting him, and the reason he's getting driven back to base so frequently is he hasn't leveled up Blink, so the downside of this build, not leveling up Blink, you can't really rune control as well. He's also not scouting with his courier. We're seeing one of the weaknesses of going for these very unorthodox builds.
Dire's middle tower
Now with the Illusion Rune, is this game really shaping up to be exactly what we saw in the previous one? It looks like it. Sing Sing comes in, he's level 11, he misses the first Scream. I think there's no chance he can get the kill now. Merlini thinks maybe he can, but with the Helm of Iron Will and the wand, I just don't know. 14 charges up for Merlini. You'll notice he's not using the wand unless he really has to. The reason you don't do this is that wand is a burst heal. It's basically like being able to pop a mini salve in the middle of a fight. Except it can't be dispelled and it just comes up instantly. It's like a mech almost. Only for your hero, of course. Doesn't give you the armor, but you get the idea. It's that burst heal. It's basically giving you a bigger HP pool than you normally have. And now goes back for a Bracer. We'll see. I think Puck is the one who might really want the Dagon. That gives you a lot of burst, and with that, Sing might be a kill. Going for Helm of Iron Will. This is a very big gold investment. He still wants it. Sing, are you trolling us? I gotta be honest, I don't see it. I'm not convinced about the Helm of Iron Will, but he's Sing Sing. He made it work last game. Maybe he can do it again here.
Denied.
Merlini playing standard, playing safe. 18-minute rune is about to spawn in 20 seconds or so. Up to 700 gold. I think that Dagon will be the next choice. Maybe it would be a Drums, but Dagon's a very powerful item on Puck. It gives you some really insane bursts, and for Sing, Sing's relatively squishy. He's weak to magical damage with the Helm of the Dominator. Blink in from Sing. He's gonna Scream. Now Merlini driven back. He's also only taking 1 point phase shift, not leveling it up. At least not yet. We'll see if he does at level 12. That's going to be the moment of truth.
Middle tower is
Now the push goes the other way. Still no tower claim just yet. Rune was bottom. Haste was bottled. Very odd to see a mid Queen of Pain who's not even contesting the runes. It is pretty hard to contest them with a level 1 blink. Will he go back for it at some point, or is he going to stick to this build? How far do you go? The scream will hit this time. Can Sing go in on this? He's thinking about it. Merlini's running. Sing still just not able to with the haste. The thing is, Queen of Pain can die even if she is a haste, but with Puck, you can't, because with Queen of Pain, if you get Dream Coiled, you can't just run away with the haste. You'll get stunned even if you blink out. But with Puck, there's no stun like that, so it makes the haste turns a little bit better for Puck than Queen of Pain. Since he's guaranteed to be able to use them, Queen of Pain can use them, but it's not guaranteed to help you. And blinking forward, just going to work with the auto text. There's still a haste rune, but Merlini may be forced to back off here. No, not just yet. Boy, these guys, this is such a slugfest between these two. Already, their combined match time is, I want to say it's almost as long as, like, almost every other match we played in the tournament. And if this goes to a Game 3, well, the good news is that Game 3 should really be very short. He's auto-attacking, he's blinking away. The creep's working on the tower now. Merlini's gonna start chipping away at this. Does he care about having it denied? It looks like he doesn't. He just wants the tower down at any cost. And it's down to 87 HP. It will be denied. Sing happy to give that gold up. Just wants to get the tower denied in. Some players might opt to leave it around, try and bait the Puck into it, but it's not something Sing's interested in. Merlini, no rune. This is that one moment in the game where we haven't seen a rune just yet. Sing. He's looking to go. He sees the orb. He ports. And the rune is top. Merlini's not scouted yet, but we'll get it nonetheless. Now Sing goes bottom. He'll check this rune. He'll see it's not there. Then he may have to go back to base, because he doesn't know what this rune is. It could be something like an Invis, which at Sing's HP could easily kill him. He's bought something. What's it going to be? A quarterstaff. So looks like it should be the Orchid. Ay. Puck on top because of that tower, even though it was denied. But the question is, can Puck actually get the second tower? Puck is not going to push as well as a hero like Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain has by far the better damage. Anyway, because she's got the much higher agility growth than Puck. I think it's much higher. Or at least it was. Actually, I think that might have gotten buffed recently, but I know it used to be. We'll see. But generally, Puck's auto attacks is more of a P shooter. Queen of Pain can really chip away at the tower. We'll see, though. Merlini's up 1 tower. Can he get 2? He will orb and then back off.
Too bad.
I mean, the Helm of the Dominator is okay in lane. I guess you're getting some sustain, but I mean, this could be almost an Orchid complete. I'm just not convinced. You know, why not contest the runes? We'll see. We'll see. Sing is going to prove me wrong here. But until he does, I'm going to say I'm just not seeing it. And I don't know that he can go on Merlini. Merlini's also up to 9. Oh, he blinks forward, he dodges the orb, but then Merlini will port away to it. Nice dodge there with the blink. Blinking up, over, and past the orb. And now going to start to push mid.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
A lot of plus stats for Sing. And when it comes to auto attacks, he'll have the edge. He blinks in, he goes for the scream again. He needs 1 kill to win this game. But it really feels hard to finish off the Puck without that Shadow Strike. Puck just runs away. You need some sort of disable. I mean, the Orchid would be nice. I would say something else, but, you know. Any other item you could get to help kite him is expensive. A Shiva's, a Hex. These all cost a lot of money. It's not something you can really plan on farming in a 1v1 in a timely fashion. That's the big reason why we're seeing the Orchid, is just the build-up is so much better than most other larger scale items, you know, as far as your tier 3 items go. The tier 4 items just don't build up very well. Blinking again, constantly blinking in, driving him back. Uh-oh, Merlini. If he didn't port away there, that was going to be killed number 2. He will do so. He's got the wand. I think he knows he's got to go back to base, and now he might lose this tower mid. Well, with the glyph being down anyway. Now Sing. I think that's the Oblivion Staff. It is going for the auto attack, the right click Queen of Pain. So he gets the Helm of the Dominator first just to help sustain himself in lane, then he goes back for the Oblivion Staff, going for the silence, going for the DPS. And it's now getting, it's going to get harder and harder for Puck to trade auto tech. Sure, he's got 2,300 gold, but Queen of Pain with all these plus stats has way more agility, has way more attack speed. And also with the Oblivion Staff, it's just going to hit so much harder. And doesn't even seem to care about the Orb Harass anymore. So now that he's got the Oblivion Staff up, now that he's level 14, this build is really starting to pay off. It looks like I might have been wrong. Sing Sing is making this build work, and he's doing it after that death, which shouldn't have happened. Merlini feels bad that the fountain's there, and I mean, it may come into play with the tier 2 being, with the tier 1 being down. Sing Sing may have to dive Merlini to the base to get the kill, but I don't know if that's Sing Sing's gameplay. With this build, you can just siege the tower down. Sure, you get the Orchid for the silence, but the Oblivion Staff also makes you hit a lot harder, which means you can actually just push the towers better. And now Sing Sing's going to start to ruin control with the tier 1 being down. Creeps seem to be still not leveling Blink. So odd to see this. You never see a Queen of Pain skip Blink this long. Base turn is bottom. Merlini will grab it. But I don't really think he can actually kill Sing Sing. He can use his whole... Sing was winding up. Oh man, he was ready to bring the pain. Oblivion Staff number 2. That time is coming where the Orchid's going to be out. Merlini has the haste. He may be forced to use it here. Sing wants to bait it out. He will. And it's looking really bad for Merlini, actually, because even when he gets his combo off, if he doesn't kill Sing Sing, Sing Sing's just basically out lifestealing him. Oh, Sing, are you going to go on this? Are you going to go? No, not just yet. This is a Puck with a haste turn and 3,000 gold who's just running away. That's not a good sign. Not a good sign at all, I must say. I wonder what Merlini's thinking when it comes to item. He's got a lot of gold. Will he look to spend it? Will it matter? He might die here. The silence of Queen of Pain. One more auto attack. Sing does it. The clean 2-0 sweep. And then feeds to the enemy fountain. GG, well played indeed. This one, definitely one of the most back and forth slugfest as far as it goes. But unfortunately for Merlini and all his fans out there, he will be knocked out of this tournament. Thank you for participating, Merlini. We do appreciate it, as well as to Kuroki, who got knocked out previously. Merlini, the second one to fall. Sing Sing, his journey continues. He takes $40 for winning this match. He moves on to face Funnick in the losers bracket round number 2. That wraps it up for today's coverage of A Fistful of Tangos, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. Stay tuned. The G League is coming up next. It's going to be IG versus LGD China, game number 1 coming up right after this. Stay tuned for that. And of course, as always, Winter will be joining me, so get ready for that. That should be fun. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you for the G League in just a few minutes.